Miss May, an ELA Case Study by Hannah Michelle Celeste Inman. Miss May is a retired elementary school teacher from Idaho. She taught at various elementary schools in the state for 27 years. She was retired for 10 years, but in the past 2 years she has moved to Hawaii and has returned to teaching on Oahu. Her most recent job is in a third grade class of 25 students at Oahu Elementary in Kaneohe, Hawaii. Miss May is having a difficult time returning to teaching at an elementary school after being out of the school system for so long. It has also provided challenges for her because Hawaii consists of a much more diverse population of students than her schools in Idaho. Not very familiar with current teaching strategies or curriculum used by the school and has difficulty differentiating for her students. Hawaii Elementary is a small school with only 2 per grade, about 20 students per class, as well as some specialized teachers. It has a very high percentage of military families and therefore has a high turnover rate of students. Because of this, many students are at various levels of learning due to moving a lot and having to adapt to so many different curriculums in schools. Goal and objective. May has looked at the INSMART standards and has found the section on learner development, especially assessments with standard 1, learner development. The teacher understands how learners grow and develop, recognizing that patterns of learning and development vary individually within and across the cognitive, linguistic, social, emotional, and physical areas, and designs and implements developmentally appropriate and challenging learning experiences. She realizes that there are a lot of elements in the standards to take into account when giving instruction. This is one of the points she has found to be most helpful in the past. The teacher understands how learning occurs, how learners construct knowledge, acquire skills, and develop disciplined thinking processes. It knows how to use instructional strategies that promote student learning. In order to fulfill this type of instruction, she feels that class read-alouds will suffice because it allows her students to exercise their acquired reading skills. This is important because she wants her students to become proficient talkers and readers, language to represent the world to themselves and to both known and distant audiences. Scenario: Monday. Miss May has just started a new unit with her third grade language arts class. They are reading the fairy tale Clever Jack Tales. Clever Jack Takes the Cake by Candace Fleming. On Monday, Miss May does a read aloud with the students of the story using the top part. As students read passages from the story aloud, she frequently interjects, correcting students' pronunciation of words. Today, as they were reading, one student said the word mine instead of mine, and she interrupted, shouting, "Mine! The word is mine!" Soon after, another student was reading, and she corrected them in the same manner as with the prior student. Whenever she corrects a student, they often don't even understand what they are being corrected on because they have already moved on in the passage, and she gives no explanation. This causes students to be apprehensive to participate in the rest of the read aloud. Due to frequent interjections during the read aloud, they often don't get to finish the story, making it difficult for them to judge the cues that accompany the text throughout the week. Tuesday. On Tuesday, Ms. May has her students work individually in their miracle workbook on the page that accompany the story, Clever Jack. For today, they are working on the page that goes over highlighted vocabulary from the text. Students are struggling to understand the words because they didn't finish the story and there was no interaction with the vocabulary as they read. Ms. May begins to get a little frustrated with all of their questions about what the words mean and reminds the students firmly that all of these words are from the read aloud the day before, so they should know them. At the end of their language arts, she hands out their vocabulary list, which consists of the highlighted words from their story. She tells students that these are the words they will be tested on for their vocabulary Friday. Vocabulary tests consist of matching the words in a word bank to their meaning. This is the only day Miss May mentions the vocabulary until it is given on Friday. Wednesday flashback. Wednesday and Thursday students work on various activities correlating with the stories such as summaries, graphic or images, and other extension practices. Students still struggle to complete these tasks and consistently ask Miss May for help, making her become more frustrated